They told you that money comes from effort, that the harder you work, the more you'll earn. But what if that's the biggest illusion of our time? What if money is energy, and everything you've been taught about effort, sacrifice, and hustle is actually lowering your vibration? The truth is, your financial reality doesn't move because you grind, it moves because you observe. Welcome to the observer effect of abundance, where consciousness, not exhaustion, decides your wealth. You see, the old world rewarded effort. The new world responds to frequency. In quantum manifestation, what you feel, think, and believe becomes the architecture of your reality. That's why two people can work the same job. One stays broke, the other multiplies income effortlessly. The difference isn't luck, it's vibration. Your relationship with money isn't physical, it's energetic. And the moment you shift your money frequency, your entire world rearranges to match it. In this video, you'll understand why consciousness creates reality, how the law of vibration governs wealth, and why letting go often pays more than pushing harder. You'll learn how your emotions, thoughts, and identity literally collapse financial outcomes in real time, and how to step into effortless manifestation by mastering the energy of money. What's coming next will challenge everything you thought you knew about success, effort, and abundance. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications and stay until the end, because by the time you finish this video, you'll see money not as something to earn, but as something you emit. This isn't motivation, it's spiritual science. Let's begin. They never told you that money doesn't just move because of effort, it moves because of observation. Every time you look at your bank account with fear or gratitude, you're collapsing a quantum possibility into form. The observer effect isn't just a physics experiment, it's a mirror showing that consciousness creates reality. When you understand that money is energy, you stop chasing it and start tuning to its frequency. In the quantum field, attention is currency. What you look at, you energize. What you ignore, you let dissolve. Think about how people treat their finances. Most don't realize they're broadcasting emotional frequencies every time they pay a bill or check a balance. Fear, scarcity, guilt. These are low vibrations that distort the energy flow. But when someone observes their finances with calm confidence, the money frequency shifts. It's not mystical. It's spiritual science meeting vibrational alignment. Like tuning a radio, you can't hear abundance if your signal is stuck on lack. Here's where it gets fascinating. In the quantum realm, the observer creates reality. This means your perception of not having enough actually reinforces that state. It's not about pretending you're rich. It's about becoming the consciousness that already is. The wealth vibration begins in awareness long before it appears in numbers. High-frequency living starts when you stop observing absence and start observing possibility. That's how quantum manifestation actually works. He once told a story of losing everything: car, job, confidence, yet he refused to observe loss. Instead, he practiced what he called abundance meditation, simply holding the feeling of being supported by the universe. Within weeks, unexpected opportunities appeared: freelance work, old debts repaid, even gifts. It wasn't magic. It was financial alignment through conscious observation. The energy of money explained itself through experience, not theory. The difference between struggling and receiving often lies in how you look at life. The law of vibration teaches that what you emit, you attract. When you worry, you're saying, "I believe in scarcity." When you relax into gratitude, you declare, "I trust abundance." Quantum wealth isn't a technique, it's a relationship with the field. The moment you see yourself as part of the abundance frequency, the universe mirrors that trust back to you. To apply this, try an experiment. For 7 days, observe your finances without emotional reaction. Don't label anything as good or bad, just witness. You're training your consciousness to become the neutral observer. This act alone reprograms your subconscious and shifts your energy flow. The more detached your observation, the clearer the vibrational alignment becomes. You'll start noticing coincidences, small financial synchronicities that multiply over time. And that's when the real transformation begins. Because once you see how observation alone alters outcomes, you can never unsee it. You'll start questioning every belief you've held about effort, hustle, and control. You'll realize wealth isn't something you chase. It's something you collapse into existence through awareness, but few people ever learn the quantum fix that makes this observation truly magnetic. Most people try to manifest money with effort. They visualize, repeat affirmations, grind harder, and then wonder why nothing changes. The truth, they're pushing against the current of the quantum field. When you try to force wealth, you create resistance, a vibrational mismatch that keeps it away. Manifesting money isn't about control, it's about resonance. The Law of Attraction 2025 isn't new. It's evolving into quantum manifestation, where you shift energy, not push outcomes. Here's the paradox. The harder you try, the more you confirm you don't have it. Energy doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to belief. Imagine tuning a radio. You can't force a signal, you align with it. The same applies to the frequency of money. Money is energy, and it flows naturally when you raise your vibration. It's not about working less, it's about working from a different consciousness, one rooted in abundance mindset and effortless manifestation. A woman once shared her struggle. She'd been saying, "I am wealthy" every morning, yet nothing changed. Why? Because underneath the words, she felt fear and doubt. Her subconscious programming contradicted her affirmations. The quantum fix wasn't louder affirmations, it was alignment. Once she practiced letting go and receiving, replacing pressure with playfulness, her income began to mirror her new vibration. Consciousness creates reality, and it always tells the truth of your inner state. In spiritual science, coherence is everything. When thought, emotion, and intention are aligned, the observer effect amplifies your field. You stop sending mixed signals to the universe. Instead of "I want money," you become the vibration of "I have money." This subtle shift collapses reality differently. Quantum success doesn't come from obsession. It comes from clarity and relaxation. The observer effect rewards coherence, not chaos. One practical way to apply the quantum fix: write down every thought you have about money for a single day. Then, highlight how many of those thoughts come from fear, guilt, or comparison. That's your energetic leak. Once you see it, you can reprogram your subconscious. Replace "I must hustle" with "I allow abundance." Replace "I can't afford" with "I'm aligning with prosperity codes." Words carry vibration, and vibration becomes experience. Remember, wealth vibration doesn't respond to effort, it responds to presence. If you're trying to make money happen, you're signaling to the quantum field that you're separate from it. But when you observe with calm certainty, you merge with the energy of abundance. This is how financial alignment works. You stop doing and start being. And from that state, reality shifting becomes natural. The money magnet activates itself. And when you truly embody this, something extraordinary happens. Money begins to find you. Opportunities, synchronicities, people, all start aligning with your frequency. You stop chasing and start attracting. Yet behind this mystery lies an even deeper truth, one that merges quantum physics and spiritual wisdom into a single principle. To understand why consciousness itself collapses financial outcomes, you have to see what happens inside the field. Every financial outcome begins as pure potential, a wave in the quantum field waiting to be observed. The moment consciousness focuses on it, that wave collapses into form. This is the same observer effect that physicists witnessed when particles behave differently just by being watched. Money follows the same rule. When you look at it with scarcity, it collapses into lack. When you look with faith and calm certainty, it organizes itself into opportunity and flow. Money is energy, and consciousness is the switch that shapes it. Think of your mind as the projector and reality as the screen. You don't change the movie by scratching the screen. You change the film inside. That film is your belief system, your self-image, your emotional tone. The quantum field responds not to effort, but to signal coherence. Every thought and emotion emits a frequency, and the universe, or the energy of money, simply mirrors it back. That's why those who embody abundance frequency seem to attract wealth easily, without explaining how. From a scientific perspective, this is where spiritual science meets quantum mechanics. Energy fields, your thoughts, emotions, intentions, are measurable. The frequency of money isn't symbolic. It's an energetic range tied to emotion, gratitude, excitement, trust. These elevate your vibration. Fear, shame, and doubt collapse possibilities prematurely. In simple terms, your consciousness chooses which version of financial reality becomes solid through vibrational alignment and focus. There's a reason meditation works so powerfully for wealth consciousness. In stillness, the subconscious opens, and you can reprogram the patterns that shape your field. Abundance meditation isn't about forcing belief. It's about quieting resistance so new energy can emerge. Each time you observe your reality without judgment, you dissolve energetic tension. That's quantum manifestation in action, letting go and receiving instead of striving. He often described money like a mirror that only reflects what you already are. During times of fear, he noticed how even his clients would delay payments or projects would stall. But when he shifted back into trust and gratitude, everything started moving again. The financial energy around him wasn't random. It was responding to his state. This was the observer creates reality principle playing out, not in a lab, but in life itself. You can test this yourself. For 1 week, stop fixing your money situation. Instead, observe your emotional state every time you think about finances. Write down the feeling, tension, trust, fear, excitement. You'll start to notice that reality mirrors those emotions in small but undeniable ways. A delayed payment when you're anxious, a surprise gift when you're relaxed. This is not coincidence. It's consciousness collapsing probabilities. And as this truth settles in, a realization dawns. The problem was never the money. It was the identity of the one observing it. Because once you understand that you are not chasing abundance, you are projecting it, you begin to change the entire equation. The next step is to rewire that energy actor within you, transforming from scarcity to overflow, where prosperity becomes the default frequency of your being. Every human being plays a role in their financial story, an energy actor that unconsciously repeats lines written by the past. Most people don't realize that their lack identity isn't about numbers, it's about vibration. You can't attract wealth from the frequency of fear. Quantum energy doesn't respond to begging, it mirrors belief. When you start observing yourself as abundant before your circumstances prove it, you shift your wealth vibration from lack to overflow. That's the essence of quantum wealth. Rewiring begins in awareness. You can't upgrade what you can't observe. Notice how often you speak the language of scarcity. I can't afford. I'll never get ahead. Money doesn't grow on trees. Each statement programs the subconscious to sustain the same frequency. To reprogram your subconscious, begin replacing those phrases with empowered ones. Money flows easily. I'm open to receive. The energy of money supports my purpose. It's not just affirmation, it's subconscious programming through vibration. Here's the catch. Your nervous system must feel safe with abundance. That's why most manifestation techniques fail. When people try to jump from fear to excitement instantly, the subconscious rejects it. You must bridge the frequency gradually. Start by observing gratitude for small flows. A discount, a compliment, a free coffee. Each acknowledgement stabilizes your field. You begin to raise your vibration steadily until your body recognizes abundance as home. Science calls this neuroplasticity. Spirituality calls it vibrational alignment. In truth, they're the same. The mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It simply follows emotional command. That's how consciousness and money interconnect. Your feelings sculpt your field. To live in overflow, you must feel it before you see it. That's how the observer effect works. You collapse reality based on internal certainty, not external proof. He remembered the moment it clicked, walking through a grocery store, broke but peaceful. Instead of thinking, I can't afford this, he told himself, I'm surrounded by abundance. The energy of abundance filled his body, not as fantasy, but as trust. Within days, his phone rang with unexpected work. The universe was simply responding to the new vibration of success. That's how quantum jump happens, through inner permission, not outer luck. This is where abundance mindset becomes practical. Set a ritual. Each morning, visualize money as light flowing into your body, circulating through your heart, then radiating outward. Feel it nourish others too. That's the secret of the energy flow. You receive by allowing yourself to become a conduit. Overflow isn't hoarding, it's circulation. When you release, more flows in. That's the spiritual manifestation that rewires lack into abundance. And once you realize your inner actor can be rewritten, you start seeing that money is simply your reflection, a mirror of your internal state. The next revelation is deeper. Your reality doesn't just reflect your beliefs, it mirrors your very identity. To truly transform your finances, you must meet the version of yourself that already lives in wealth and understand how your money mirror reflects that back every single day. Every dollar that flows into your life, or refuses to, is a reflection of your inner world. Money isn't judging you, it's mirroring your vibration. If your subconscious holds stories of unworthiness, guilt, or fear, the outer world simply reflects that energetic script. Money is energy, and like any energy, it follows resonance. The quantum field doesn't care about effort, it responds to frequency. What you believe about yourself becomes what money believes about you. The truth is, your bank account is a spiritual mirror. Look at it without emotion, and you'll see patterns not of luck or fate, but of consciousness. People with a scarcity mindset often carry deep unconscious programs inherited from childhood. Money causes problems. Rich people are greedy. I'm not good with finances. These beliefs act as invisible walls in the abundance energy field. To shift reality, you must clean the mirror, not chase the reflection. In spiritual science, this mirror principle aligns with the observer effect. The moment you change your internal observation, your thoughts, emotions, and self-image, the external reflection must rearrange. Quantum manifestation isn't about manipulating money, it's about becoming the energy of abundance. When you raise your vibration, the universe calibrates your external world accordingly. That's how consciousness and money dance together, perfectly synchronized, perfectly neutral. Here's a simple but powerful practice. Before checking your bank balance, pause, breathe, imagine golden light, the frequency of money, flowing through your chest. Smile, even slightly. Then look. This single act changes the energetic relationship between you and your finances. It reprograms your subconscious to associate observation with calm rather than fear. Over time, this creates financial alignment and rewires your money mindset shift at the cellular level. He used to call this mirror training. Each time he felt anxiety about bills, he would ask, "What belief is this reflecting?" One day, he realized his fear wasn't about money. It was about being seen as irresponsible. Once that emotional charge was released, clients began paying on time, effortlessly. That's the frequency of money responding to emotional honesty. Reality shifting happens when you meet the emotion behind the number. Your financial reflection changes as you do. As you expand your consciousness, you collapse new realities of wealth. That's how the vibration of success begins to anchor, not through hustle, but through healing. When the mirror is clear, you no longer see lack, you see potential. The subconscious programming that once created delay begins to dissolve, and prosperity codes start activating through your energy of abundance. And yet, once you realize how your inner reflection shapes wealth, a new question arises. If your current state creates your current income, what happens when you jump into the version of yourself living in a higher frequency reality? That's the next threshold, the art of quantum leaps in income, where consciousness stops evolving gradually and starts shifting dimensions altogether. Most people think financial growth is linear, one small step after another. But in the quantum field, reality doesn't move in lines, it jumps. A quantum leap in income isn't about luck or timing, it's about shifting identity faster than logic allows. The moment your consciousness stabilizes in a new vibration, your material world must reorganize to match it. Consciousness creates reality, and when you tune into the frequency of money, you enter the version of yourself where wealth already exists. The key to quantum success is collapsing the gap between who you are and who you believe you can be. Instead of chasing results, you align your field with the energy of abundance now. Every visualization, emotion, and thought is a command to the universe. This is my new frequency. The observer effect ensures that reality listens. But to quantum jump, you must embody the state of having, not wishing. That's the subtle art of manifesting money effortlessly. Think of it like tuning into a new radio station. You don't argue with static, you shift the dial. The static is doubt, fear, and logic. The new station is faith, imagination, and vibrational alignment. You don't work harder, you match faster. That's how some people multiply income seemingly overnight. They didn't change strategy first, they changed frequency first. Their financial energy became coherent with the wealth vibration, and the field had no choice but to reflect it. Here's a practical technique. Close your eyes and imagine the version of you who earns 10 times more. Don't think of them as future you. Think of them as parallel you, existing now in another timeline. Notice how they walk, breathe, speak. What energy do they radiate? Feel it until your body believes it's real. This is reality shifting in its truest form, reprogramming your subconscious to anchor into that dimension. When your body agrees, the universe delivers. A man once told his story of jumping from debt to abundance. He stopped visualizing money itself and began embodying peace. Within months, his income doubled. It wasn't magic, it was resonance. He became a vibrational match to overflow by letting go of effort. He stopped chasing and started allowing. That's the quantum manifestation secret most miss. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Your emotions are the fuel of the quantum jump. If you carry guilt or fear while trying to leap, you'll stay anchored in old reality. That's why letting go and receiving is vital. Surrender releases the energetic weight that keeps you stuck. Once you feel the freedom of trust, money begins to move with ease. The energy flow harmonizes, and financial alignment becomes your natural state. And as your vibration rises, another paradox appears. The more you release control, the faster you attract wealth easily. Detachment becomes the catalyst of manifestation, because in the quantum field, the one who stops grasping becomes magnetic. To truly experience effortless abundance, you must understand the hidden power of surrender, the secret path that opens the flow of infinite prosperity. The moment you stop chasing money is the moment it starts chasing you. Detachment isn't about indifference, it's about trust. When you cling to control, you signal to the quantum field that you don't believe in its intelligence. The universe mirrors your vibration perfectly. Neediness attracts delay, surrender attracts flow. Money is energy, and energy flows best through open hands. Letting go and receiving are two sides of the same frequency, the energy of abundance. Most people misunderstand surrender. They think it means giving up. In truth, it's the highest form of alignment. When you release your need for control, you align with the law of vibration. You're no longer fighting the current, you're surfing it. The observer effect works effortlessly when you stop forcing outcomes. Reality responds to coherence, not pressure. This is how quantum manifestation turns into effortless manifestation, through peace, not panic. Imagine a seed in the soil. It doesn't strain to grow, it simply allows the process. You are that seed. Your only task is to cultivate the right environment. Gratitude, trust, and patience. These are not passive states. They are powerful frequencies. When you live in high-frequency vibration, you become magnetic to wealth consciousness. Opportunities arrive unannounced because your energy is already saying yes to them. He remembered the day he finally surrendered. After years of trying, visualizing, affirming, nothing seemed to shift. Out of exhaustion, he whispered, "Fine, I let go." In that moment of genuine release, the energy flow around him changed. Within a week, new clients, unexpected checks, and synchronicities appeared. That's how consciousness creates reality, not through control, but through cooperation with the field. Here's a simple way to practice detachment. Set your financial intention once, then act from joy, not fear. Stop checking the how. Your job is vibration, not logistics. The quantum field already knows the path of least resistance. Every time you relax into trust, your subconscious reprograms itself for financial alignment. You start attracting wealth easily, not because you're lucky, but because you're finally not blocking the flow. Detachment also means emotional mastery. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of reacting, observe. The observer creates reality by staying still while the field rearranges. In that stillness, you access what spiritual science calls coherence, the sweet spot where abundance meditation becomes embodiment. From that point on, the frequency of money begins to orbit around you naturally, like planets around a star. And as you embody this effortless wealth, another revelation surfaces. Surrender isn't the end of creation, It's the doorway to the deeper work. Beneath the surface of vibration lies the architecture that built your beliefs in the first place, your financial blueprint. To sustain abundance, you must learn to rewrite that inner code, the subconscious pattern that silently governs every reality you collapse. Every person carries a hidden architecture, an energetic code that defines how money behaves in their life. This financial blueprint is written long before your first paycheck, shaped by family beliefs, emotional imprints, and energetic memories. It's the subconscious programming that decides how much abundance you feel safe receiving. Until you rewrite this code, no amount of effort or strategy can override the vibration it emits. Money is energy, and your subconscious is the blueprint that directs its flow. The subconscious doesn't speak English, it speaks frequency. You can't just tell it, "I'm rich," while your vibration says, "I'm scared." To reprogram your subconscious, you must use emotion, repetition, and imagery, the same language the quantum field understands. That's why visualization, meditation, and affirmations only work when they evoke feeling. The stronger the emotion, the faster the observer effect collapses new financial realities into form. Think of your subconscious as a garden. Every belief is a seed. Some grow wealth, others grow limitation. If you were told money is hard, that seed keeps reproducing, no matter how much you consciously want prosperity. The secret lies in emotional gardening, uprooting old scarcity beliefs and planting new prosperity codes. Each time you raise your vibration and affirm abundance with feeling, you alter the soil of your financial energy. Practical step. Before sleeping, enter that half-awake, half-dreaming state where your subconscious is most receptive. Repeat phrases like, "I am worthy of wealth," "Money loves to flow to me," or "Abundance is my natural frequency." Don't just say it, feel it. Imagine your cells lighting up with golden light. This simple nightly ritual creates vibrational alignment, syncing your inner world with the energy of abundance. One man shared that after doing this for 21 nights, his relationship with money completely changed. Unexpected deposits, new ideas, and opportunities began flowing effortlessly. It wasn't luck, it was subconscious coherence. The moment his inner programming shifted, reality shifted. That's how quantum manifestation works. The subconscious sends a steady signal to the quantum field, and the universe rearranges accordingly. When your subconscious blueprint aligns with wealth consciousness, effort dissolves. You no longer chase income, you magnetize it. Every action feels inspired, not forced. This is what spiritual manifestation truly means, merging your inner frequency with outer results. The energy flow becomes circular. You give, receive, and circulate prosperity without tension. That's the vibration of success in its purest form. But even after rewriting the subconscious code, many still struggle with one hidden block: the glorification of effort. Society has taught that only through hard work can one deserve abundance. Yet, what if that very belief is corrupting your money frequency? What if hustle is lowering your vibration? The next revelation breaks this cultural hypnosis wide open. Why hard work might be the very thing destroying your abundance signal. Since childhood, people are taught that the only way to earn money is through struggle. Work hard, sacrifice, and one day it will pay off. But in the realm of quantum energy, this belief becomes a self-fulfilling limitation. When you equate effort with worth, you broadcast scarcity, the idea that abundance must be earned, not allowed. Money is energy, and energy responds to ease, not exhaustion. The harder you push, the more resistance you create in your own frequency field. The universe doesn't reward suffering, it rewards alignment. The law of vibration shows that when you act from stress, your energy becomes incoherent. You repel the very thing you're chasing. The paradox of quantum wealth is that less effort often produces more flow. That's because your vibration of success depends on coherence, not struggle. When you move from joy, inspiration, or curiosity, your observer effect amplifies prosperity without burnout. Imagine two people starting the same business. One forces outcomes, working 16 hours a day, anxious about results. The other operates in trust, focusing on creativity and intuition. The second person often succeeds faster, not because of luck, but vibrational alignment. In spiritual science, this is known as resonance. High-frequency living collapses realities of flow. Low-frequency effort collapses frustration. Energy doesn't care about effort. It cares about frequency. The real issue isn't action, it's attachment. When you believe that hard work equals value, your subconscious keeps proving it right by making everything hard. You're unknowingly coding your financial energy to demand struggle. The solution isn't laziness, it's inspired movement. Flow state replaces grind. You start manifesting money through aligned choices instead of survival instinct. This is the new consciousness and money paradigm, one where effort is guided, not forced. Here's a practical test. Spend 1 week choosing only what feels expansive. When you feel tight, anxious, or contracted, stop. That's your energy field saying, misalignment. Replace I must with I choose. Watch how opportunities shift. Abundance frequency flows through joy. Pressure blocks it. You'll start noticing how easily clients respond, ideas arrive, and timing synchronizes when your vibration relaxes. That's effortless manifestation in real time. He once said, "I used to worship hustle until it nearly broke me." After burnout, he tried a radical experiment, doing less, but with more awareness. The result? Income doubled, stress disappeared, the energy of money explained itself. Money follows flow, not fatigue. The quantum field isn't impressed by sweat, it's activated by presence. The new wealth consciousness demands more being, less forcing, and as this truth anchors, the path becomes clear. To master abundance, you must evolve beyond effort into observation. You stop being the worker and become the observer magnet, the consciousness that money can't help but orbit. Because when you understand how to witness wealth instead of chase it, you step into your final initiation, becoming the next level observer, the one who doesn't seek money, but becomes the energy it's drawn to. There comes a point in your evolution where you no longer manifest money. You become the field that money responds to. This is the state of the next level observer. In quantum manifestation, this means you stop observing from separation and start observing as the source itself. You no longer ask the universe for abundance. You embody the vibration that abundance recognizes as home. Money is energy, and energy always returns to its point of origin. The observer effect teaches that reality reshapes itself in the presence of consciousness. But most people still observe from lack, waiting for proof before believing. The next level observer flips the formula. Belief comes first, proof follows. You realize that consciousness creates reality because you've witnessed it firsthand. The moment you embody wealth vibration, reality collapses into coherence. Money frequency stops being external. It becomes your native tone. This state doesn't come from effort, it comes from presence. Presence is the highest currency in the quantum field. When you are fully here, grounded and grateful, your energy becomes stable. The energy of abundance flows uninterrupted. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. The world bends to meet you because your coherence radiates trust. That's what high-frequency living truly is. Not noise, but stillness so strong it magnetizes. He described this stage as walking through life like a calm storm. Peaceful, but powerful. When his finances once fluctuated wildly, he learned that no strategy mattered without energetic stability. Once he anchored into peace, everything, clients, contracts, timing, synchronized. This is financial alignment through being, not doing. The observer doesn't chase timelines, he collapses them through vibrational certainty. To become this conscious magnet, practice awareness. Observe every reaction to money as if watching a movie. No judgment, no fixing, just presence. Each moment of awareness expands your abundance frequency. Over time, you'll notice how your reality softens around you. Less resistance, more synchronicity. That's quantum wealth revealing itself through consciousness. You stop manifesting and start remembering. In this state, the energy flow between you and the universe becomes seamless. Giving and receiving merge into one gesture. You no longer try to attract wealth easily. You simply exist in the vibration of success. Your energy field becomes the invitation for prosperity. This is spiritual science made real. When consciousness observes from unity, money becomes gravity. It's not attraction, it's inevitability. And once you reach this realization, something deeper calls you forward. A final initiation into total abundance awareness. Because when you live as the observer, Your perception no longer dictates wealth, it creates it. The only question left is, will you keep observing passively, or will you now rewrite your story entirely? Starting with the way you perceive energy, effort, and reality itself, now you understand an abundance was never about chasing. It was always about being. You don't attract wealth by effort. You allow it through alignment. The real work isn't outside, it's inside. When you master the energy of money, when you understand that money is energy, you stop playing by human rules and start co-creating with the universe itself. The observer effect becomes your greatest ally, and every thought turns into currency in the quantum field. So ask yourself, how often do you observe lack instead of overflow? How many times do you let fear speak louder than frequency? Every moment, you're broadcasting your financial reality through your vibration. The good news? You can change the signal anytime. Reprogram your subconscious. Raise your vibration. Step into wealth consciousness, the state where prosperity becomes your natural language, not a foreign dream. The next time you think of money, pause, breathe, smile. Feel that you're already supported by an infinite source, because you are. The more you let go and receive, the more reality bends in your favor. That's not theory, it's spiritual science in motion. You are the magnet, the field, the observer, and the creation all at once. Once you see that, you'll never go back to chasing again. Now it's your turn. What part of your financial identity are you ready to rewrite? What old belief are you finally willing to release? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know where you are on this journey. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications, and keep learning how to master your vibration, your energy, and your reality. Because once you truly understand that money is energy, abundance stops being a goal and becomes your natural state.